Hey yo, what is good? Today we want to have a look in How I Made Dreams, my very new song.
I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end. I see this fake, somehow it still feel real. Swear that all my money dead, somehow I still feel clean. Surface level of what I'm still hitting deep. Trust that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me? Too deep with the demons and the fiends. No more whipping the pharynx, no whipping them jeans. Yeah, I trust you a lot with, but it was too late. Yeah, I still keep that fire, I'm out here making the change. I remember your name till the day that I fade. I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
Yeah, so here we go.
These feels bad, somehow they still feel good.
It's definitely my best song so far, and it really sets that tone for that Alchemy EP. So it is the third song of my very first project called Alchemy.
With the dreams that you love.
And it's also the first time where I have these very, very strong false chord screams on it from the vocal perspective. And I kind of blend all the different genres that I made so far in one song, which is really, yeah, I would say it's a really tough song. It's most definitely my best song so far. So let's have a look how I made that actually. Yo, what's good, David Swift? G1000, what's good, what's good? How you doing? Okay. Yeah, so this is the full beat with the vocal. So this is the vocal, this is the beat. And yeah, I just want to show you how I made that step by step. Let's actually listen to that instrumental for a bit. Yes, sir. So I remember when I made it on live stream, like I feel like most of y'all, everyone that watches me knows that I make my songs on live stream mostly. And this one was very, very special just because it flowed so well. So I was sitting here with Mel and with Amy in the chat, and we were just casually talking, and everything just fell in place. So I don't know how it worked out so well, but I basically started with this ARP. So this is kind of my go-to strategy right now, starting with ARPs. Just try to have a very heavy ARP. I was going for that Jane Remover sound, you know. Then I decided to go for this counter melody. With a very similar serum, so both of these serums usually like chord synths. Yeah, just because they sound very heavy, you know. I just let them blend together, you know, like clashing. Guess what I created in new videos? Oh, okay. I like promo stuff. Did you make another promo video? So everything came together with this bass. So here already I knew I was cooking with that one. So this one is massive. I know it's an old synth. It's kind of, I don't know, I would not call it outdated, but it was like the big thing before Serum, right? And I just opted out for this Deep Float preset, which sounds so good on its own. It's like crazy. And only, I don't know, like only the ARP already gave me the feeling. So only the first ARP and that bass. Kind of the moment where I put out my phone and I just mumbled the melody for the song already here in stream because I already knew where I wanted to go, and this is what I came up with.
I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
So kind of very inspired by Jane, sort of, yeah, but still kind of my own shtick, you know how it is. Yeah, and where would I be without that ready chant? Obviously, every song that I ever made has that ready chant to it. Right? So, yeah. Here, I don't know why I moved it to the bottom here. Okay, so what else is there? We got some texture. Like these textured strings or pads, very hard to say what that is. I think it's also a Serum. That's actually a contact bank. Let's actually check what it is. I'm curious. Oh, it's ignition keys. Or is it? Yes, it is ignition keys. Because sometimes I have multiple contact instruments in one instance of contact. But here it was only ignition keys. Alright, and then I found like these little effects. It's just like a vocal that I sound designed a little. Just playing around with that pitch, try to stretch it out, and go for that radio filter. Yes, sir. And that kind of makes that intro already.
I'll die with the dreams that you love.
Nah, this was so fire. Like, I remember keep going here and added one more ARP. And I just came up with this crazy ARP. And blended it together with this grow speed, kind of gating it. That yeah. Also, I keep using that yeah quite a lot on my songs. Like, it's probably my second most used chant after that ready. Here I knew, I don't know, I want to lay down 4 to the floor. And I was going with that very, very clipped kick, just try to get more of that mid-range. And that initial knock, like really boosting that top end as much as I could to make it hit really, really hard. Going for another instrument, another contact bank, that basically plays the first ARP just in a different way. Then I brought back that bass from the intro. Obviously I wanted to keep that house feeling on the drums. So in the first bit I started with a hi-hat and an open hat. Actually like 2 open hats, panned left and right, and the hi-hat moving from left to right. So it feels more spectacular. Then I came in with a couple of percussive elements. And another clap. So that's that for that verse segment. Verse is, I don't know, it feels like a very hard break because we have this very clean intro, then we go to that verse which is very over the top, then I came in with these false chord screams. By the way, we have all sorts of effects going on here. Let me show you those. So we got a couple of these impacts and S effects. Kinda got that from Jane, right? She does that a lot of times, so yeah. So you place your kicks in piano roll. Yes, sir, I place my kicks in piano roll indeed. I usually like to work with the piano roll. As much as I can do with the piano roll, I do it. I'm just not bothering to get those sound effects in the piano roll because I don't see the benefit. Here for the kick, I like to do it. I can change the pitch easily. I can move the velocity. You know how it is. So yeah, sometimes I print it. Let's say I want to mix for a client or whatever, I usually print everything. But on my own songs, I like to keep it so I get the full control over it, right? Yeah, let me just solo the drums so you hear the drums kind of knocking. Yeah, so I feel like the most magic happens with all these sound effects and glitches.
I cheat is fake, somehow it still feel real. Swear that all my money dead, somehow I still feel clean. Surface level of what I'm still hitting deep. Toss that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me? Too deep with the demons and the fiends. No more whipping the pharynx, no whipping the jigs. Yeah, I tossed you alive with, but it was too late. Yeah, I still keep that fire, I'm on, you're making the change. I remember your name till the day that I fake. I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll slide till I reach the end.
So for this hook, so I got like two hooks. I got like a pre-hook and a hook. W, yo Mel, what's good? How you doing, bro? I got like a pre-hook and a hook, and on that pre-hook, I'll be starting with that same synth that I had in the intro.
I'll die.
You know, like getting back to this synth here. Kind of like that layered synth, right? Coming back with that texture and adding a slight lead. I just love the way they kind of fall into one another, right? It sounds so tough. That's what I really like about the song, so like sort of like how it's layered. Then I came in with these rage drums, kind of like two Hollis drums here for this drop. Do you also do your own mastering? Everything that I do, I make on my own. So every song that you hear, I make my own mastering, I make my own mixing. I will go into the mastering soon. I will just finish showing how I make this, and then we'll go into the mastering session, right? Because it's like only a pre-master, this is not the final song, but I just want to show the structure, right? So this is the first bit kind of the drums, and then that second bit of the drums comes in with these blasted hi-hats. Also, I decided to change the bass for an 808 here, so I went with a very, very aggressive Rage 808. Yes, sir. And on the instrumental, I went in with yet another ARP. I don't know, I just be fucking stacking my ARPs. So it's like the fourth ARP. I'll be stacking ARPs as much as I could, you know, just to get this final result right.
I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll slide till I reach the end. These pills bad, somehow they still feel good.
Yeah, the thing is, soon as I go back into the verse, it kind of sounds like the first one. This is fire. Appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Yes, sir. So I feel like from the production we're done. Let's move to the mix and then to the master, so I can show you how I mixed it, right? So kind of on the instrumental itself, I did not do too much. I did some slight tweaks. Went for a lot of drum bus action, you know, a lot of parallel channels. So that might like be a little overkill if I explain everything here in the instrumental mixing, because I like to do a lot of mixing. But what will be easier to explain is my vocal mixing. I'll show you how I did that. So, one more time, this is the full beat. Yes, sir. So this is the full instrumental. Now let's go to the mix, like the actual vocal mix. I'll show you that one. By the way, after this stream, I will be again today mixing songs for my subscribers for free. So if anyone wants a mix, so I said this week is like my week where I give back something to the culture. I will be working and mixing for free. If you want to have a free mix, feel free to send something over. I will do it for you live on stream. Okay, so this is the vocal file, which is very heavy. I hope my computer can handle it. You can see my CPU is already at 93 without even pressing play. Yeah, it's crazy, but I use a lot of mixing on my vocals, right? So here is the beat printed, and I kind of use this mix by Elite technique, if you want it that way, where I kind of carve out the space for the vocal. Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about the vocal layering. As you can see, there is a lot of vocals going on, especially in that hook. So this is probably crazy, maybe even too crazy. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll just start in the intro. Intro is pretty simple. I just got my main vocal, right? First off.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fly till I reach the end. I see this fake somehow it's still.
Same thing here. I don't have no mastering kind of engaged here because I'm mastering a different file. So this is only a mix. It is not mastered yet. I could, for the sake of the demonstration, kind of engage my two clippers here just to make it a little louder so you can hear the final product a little better.
I'll die with the dreams that you love. I'll fight till I bleed.
You are underrated. Your music is perfect. Oh, bro, that means a lot, for real. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I would say my music is very good. I would say that too. But it is really hard to be out there, to get a target audience, to have real listeners. There's so much music out there. It is really hard to have an audience. Therefore, I'm happy for anyone that supports me. That being said, actually, I have that link. So if you press that link here in chat, it will take you to my song. So this is the full song. And, oh, here we go. Miro says production is insane. Let's go. Come on. If you go to that song, it would mean a lot if you could just leave a comment or a like or whatever. Because that, I don't know, it just helps, right? It helps me get out there, be visible, and reach a bigger audience. Because I feel like we almost hit 1K on the Stars release. Very cool. So my first song, Stars, already has 1,000 plays. I'm super proud of that. Cool, so let's talk a little bit about vocal layering, what I like to do here. So pretty basic stuff in that intro. I have my normal vocal, then I have like a calculated delay, what I like to say. So if you listen to my vocal, there is a delay right behind of it. So I made a manual delay.
You love, I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
Cool, another thing that I did here is engage this lower vocal. So I have another vocal going on here, which is just an octave lower, so I just sing twice.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll slide till I reach the end. I see this fake, somehow it still feel real. Swear that all my money dirt, somehow I still feel clean. Surface level of what I'm still hitting deep. Trust that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me too deep?
Here we got that magic coming on. Okay, we got that main vocal, right? Then we got these doubles, which are basically just doubles left and right, nothing too special. But here comes the shtick, right? Here in this segment, we got those screams. Listen to those, bro. Listen to these screams. We get these very, very aggressive screams, and this gives like this fucking edge to the song, which makes it sound so good.
That somehow I still feel clean. Surface level of bottom, I'm still hitting deep. Toss that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me too deep? With the demon and the fiend, no more whipping.
The crazy thing is, it can barely handle all the processing, so I gotta take down my master, sadly, because my CPU cannot handle all this. So yeah, I cannot show you the full glory, right? How many times do you sing for your doubles and harmonies? I usually like to have 3 times. So I sing until I have the perfect take, and then I do it 3 times. And then I let it lay there for 1 day. Then I go back and pick the best one. So that's my strategy. I don't know. Kind of works. So,
still feel clean, surface level of what I'm still hitting deep. Trust that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me too deep? With the demons and the fiends,
bro,
no more.
And these screams are, I would say I cooked with those, bro.
Bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me too deep? With the demons and the fiends, no more whipping the pharynx, no whipping the chain. Yeah, I trust you a lot with, but it was too late. Yeah, I still keep the fire, I'm out here making the change. I remember your name till the day that I fade. I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll slide till I reach the end.
Yes, sir. So if we listen to only the vocals in the hook, you see how many fucking layers there are. So we got that normal vocal layer. We got the screams give a hard rock feel. That's what I wanted, you know? That's what I wanted. I wanted to go for this really aggressive sound. So I got these layers, which are delays, like custom made delays. Then I got a scream left and right. I have 2 screams on the left and the right. I have harmonies on the left and the right. I have a second pair of harmonies, and I have a third pair of harmonies. I know it's a little overkill, but I just wanted to have this big ass chorus which still feels subtle but very emotional and powerful, right? So that was the point here. Yo, Neuro, what's up? Yo, my good, Shaker, it was good. How you doing? How you doing, bro? I'm just breaking down my new song called Dreams. If you haven't heard it yet, it is linked here in chat. Then you can go to that song and leave a nice comment and leave a like. That would mean a lot, you know how it is. Try to get that shit out. Okay, so let us check how this vocal hook sounds. It would be cool if we can hear the scream solo in middle of the song where main vocals cut out and only screams. Oh, that would have been a nice idea. I maybe should have done that, but I ultimately decided to use it like a layer. Yeah, actually, let's play that hook.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll slide till I reach the end.
Yeah, so this is like the glory of the song, I'd say, where I have everything coming together. So only one vocal would be very boring, and I felt like, I don't know, it's lacking a lot of stuff. So this is only one vocal.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight.
Then we got the lower vocal.
I'll die with the dreams that you left.
Then we have this vocal.
I'll die with the
This
dreams.
vocal is actually crazy because I keep screaming my heart out here. I've been like,
I'll die with the dreams that you left.
I've been just screaming in the mic so hard, bro. You don't know how loud that was. So it was super loud when I screamed that.
I'll die with the dreams that you left.
Right? And then we have like this stereo pair of harmonies.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight.
And then I have these vocals here that are vocoded, so I use the vocoder.
I'll die with the dreams that you left.
If you feel me. So these are like vocoded vocals, so they are very heavily auto-tuned, kind of pitched extremely, so they sound like a vocoder. And yeah, this gives me this result, this final result. And now I'm gonna show you the mastering behind it, so you know my tricks when I master.
I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
Okay, let's go to the master. I master in a different file just cause I don't know, it gives me the best result, sort of. Let's open the master. My master looks a little weird. I don't know if it makes sense, because I feel like most of y'all might master with only one file, because that makes sense, right? But here I have 3 files, and I even have 3 more. So I kind of like to have 2 versions on my master. So 2 different mixes where I feel, for example, oh no, I don't know, I want to have louder screams, I want to have more mid-range, I want to have more top end, and I got 2 versions which I could easily engage and disengage, so I can pick between mixes and ultimately decide, okay, this feels better, right? And I have 3 times my mix, so I have my mix routed to the first channel, I have it routed to the second and to the third channel, which just helps me give this fullness, right? So I will show you how it sounds without my parallel mastering. So this is the normal master.
Her titties fake, somehow it still feel real. Swear that all my money dead, somehow I still feel clean. Surface level of what I'm still hitting deep. Toss that bitch aside, how can it be that she's still needing me? Too deep with the demons and the fiends. No more whipping the pharynx, no whipping them jeans. Yeah, I trust you a lot with, but it was too late. Yeah, I still keep the fire, I'm out here making the change. I remember your name till the day that I fade. I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
Alright, and I hope you could hear, soon as I engaged those 2 layers here, it gave it this fullness, right? It tried to make the song as full as I can, right? Yo, Crozen, yo, big shout out. What's going on, Brusky? How you doing? Yeah, so what are my parallel layers? Why you in dark, bro? I don't know, I just set the mood because my song is very dark, right? I just thought it's a good setting here for my new song Dreams, because it's just a very dark song. It's like very underground hip-hop, very dirty. Just try to set the mood. Where did we stop? Yeah, I don't know, have you heard it yet, Crozen? If you have not heard the song, it is linked here in chat. It will take you to my new song. It's called Dreams. It's my best song so far, definitely. So check it out. Check that out. Okay, so what did I master? How did I master it? I have my mastering chain set up like this. I like to use 2-bus compression where I isolate the mid-range just to make my song louder and competitive. As you might notice, all my songs are very, very loud and very, very competitive. If you play, for example, my song against Drake, you might notice that my song is louder just because I don't know, I just want to have this very loud master. I want to push it as much as I can without sounding too distorted. I try to still keep it clean. Like, my approach to this whole music thing is, I love the underground. I love artists like, I don't know, Skatestar, Nine Wishes, all these guys currently, Slayer. I just like to have very clean vocals and try to keep the fidelity of my song still while having an extreme loud signal. So therefore I like to compress 2 times, 1 times here and 1 times with the ozone. Then I like to use the black box to give me very, very distorted sound already from the get-go. I like to use 2 clippers, like 1 hard clipper, just clipping that very top, 1 soft clipper, you know, very aggressive setting, try to kill it. After that I even use 2 limiters. So I have the Tokyo Dawn limiter and I have the Pro L, and I use so many of these tools so I can go with a kind of like a clean signal, because all my processors won't be working too hard, right?
Did I fake? I'll die with the dreams that you left. I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the
kind of the magic. Let me show you actually LUFS. Let's go for insight. Let's actually read some values here and check the technical specs of my song, sort of. Let's check that frequency distribution. Let's check that stereo image, you know. Check the loudness. Let's see how I be doing in raw numbers.
Did I think I'll die with the dreams that you left? I'll fight till I bleed out and pass. I'll fly till I reach the end.
Very important for me is this characteristic where I try to keep the song pretty flat but still have a very loud bass. Obviously I'm a rapper, right? I need that very loud bass. I need those hi-hats. Try to keep it to a trap mix, and I like to reach. Usually I go down even more. I could go down even more, but I don't know, it just felt right. And I didn't want it to clip too hard because it still has this emotional aspect to it, right? Someone from your chat in a peeping Tom on me. What? Someone from your chat is a peeping Tom on me. What does that mean, bro? Someone from your chat is a peeping Tom on me. What the fuck is a peeping Tom, bro? Oh, he's spying on you, right? So who the fuck would do that? You mean my YouTube chat? Or what? I mean, there are not many people here right now. Yeah, I feel like that's the whole magic, right? If anyone has any questions, feel free to say it. If you want to see me go in depth with like the vocal mixing or mastering or whatever, feel free to say so. But this is it for this stream. I will lay that down, and then I will open a new stream right now where we're gonna mix for my subscribers. Yeah, if you want to have a mix done, feel free to send it over. Today's your day. Sorry, bro. Okay, was it this guy? Hey, what's going on here? Walter White spying on you. Yeah, that being said, Crozen, my guy, do me a favor. Go to my new song, Dreams. Hit the like. Leave a comment. Yeah. It's that very new song here. If you go to my videos, you will see it. Brand new song. Killer song. Definitely my best song so far. Even the Overthink got my most views. I can't even believe it. Crazy thing is, I was thinking so hard if I want to release that song, actually. So the name is really fitting. But it kind of turned to my best performing song after Mozart. So Mozart got 10k or something. Cool. That being said, guys, we're gonna see each other in 10 minutes on the next stream. Thanks for watching this. I will leave that online for you to check out how I made that song. So I see you guys in, I don't know, 10 minutes on the next stream. Yeah. In a while. Goodbye.